Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
Oh, hell no!
I don't believe so. I have. We're talking about little tiny mini trucks.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck. 'Cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel and the ones that run on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show. Whoa, whoa.
It's the Truck Show with your hosts, Lightning and Holman.
This episode of the Truck Show podcast, Have You Heard?, is proudly presented by Nissan. With the Frontier, Titan, and Titan XD, Nissan has a truck for every need, along with the legendary Nissan durability. Test drive your next truck at a local Nissan dealer today, or point your browser to nissanusa.com, where you can use the build and price tool to configure a Nissan truck that fits your lifestyle.
And when you're thinking about adding power or improving fuel economy, Banks has over 65 years of experience. Whether it's cold air intakes or exhaust systems, tuning, throttle control, charge air cooling, lubrication components, and much more, no one offers smarter, safer, 50-state emissions-compliant performance parts than Gale Banks. You'll find the best engineered parts for your truck at bankspower.com.
And when you're looking for quality, full synthetic lubrication for your truck, AMSOIL has you covered with motor oil, lubricants and protectants, grease, additives, and more. AMSOIL synthetic lubricants deliver wear protection, engine cleanliness, and fuel efficiency that conventional oils simply can't match. Find out how AMSOIL synthetic lubricants can save you money and time by helping your vehicles run better and last longer than with conventional oils at AMSOIL.com. When it comes to lubrication, AMSOIL is the leader in synthetics.
I am so amped to talk mini trucks, but not the kind of mini trucks that you're thinking, Holman.
These are more like micro trucks.
Micro trucks?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was such a thing as a micro truck.
They're not quite like Japanese key trucks. They're less than that.
By less than that, do you mean
they're more than a golf cart? Less than a key
truck?
Yeah.
Less than what's a key?
Yeah, KEI. It's like the little Japanese trucks that some people can import over here and stuff.
So, Holman, I was working with one of the customers at Banks, and
at where?
At where I work. At my day job.
Where's that?
Banks.
Banks.
Yes, Banks. Not like B of A or
like Banks Power.
Banks Power.
A wonderful, beloved sponsor of the Truck Show podcast.
That one.
That each of you listening should patronize immediately.
I mean, that would be great. Sure. Yes. I would appreciate that.
This is what people don't understand. Is you have your day job, and that day job actually turns into a lot of Truck Show podcast content, and this is one of those situations where you had some rando conversation, and you're like, I have this other thing. You should do that with me.
Well, that's how it happened, is that I was talking to this guy named Brett, and somehow in the conversation, he's like, oh, yeah, I sell mini trucks. And I go, mini trucks? Like old Nissans and Toyotas? And he goes, no, let me send you a link. And he sends me a link, and they're like, well, you just said micro trucks. And I go, I need to see more of these in my life. And then I thought, hey, Brett, will you be a guest on the show? And he said, yes. And here we are calling him.
All right, let's do it.
Yep.
Brett, it is Lightning and Holman from the Truck Show podcast. How you doing?
Buddy, if I told you, you'd believe me.
That's good. All right, we've got a quick intro to play as we do for everyone, but yours is a little different, so don't move, Brett.
What the truck? What the truck?
What the truck?
Man, it's been ages since we played What the Truck.
Well, I only have one question for this, and that is, what the truck?
Well, Brett's going to answer that question. So, Brett, you and I, Holman and I were just saying, we're talking about how you and I hooked up, and that was some months ago. We were having a conversation about, you've got a Duramax, right? Or do you have a Ram? I can't remember. It's been
I've
months.
got a Ram.
You got a Ram.
All right. You deal with thousands of trucks. I understand.
And so were you were looking at either an intake or exhaust or something, and then you and I got to talking, and somehow either you sent me a link to your Mini Trucks of Indiana, or I asked you what you did for a living, and either way I was smitten. As soon as you sent me the link to the website, I go, I need more of those. And so how did you get involved in bringing in or importing these little micro trucks?
Well, that is a really cool story. I have had an interest in electric vehicles for many, many years. Let me first say, I don't like what's going on with the current situation where they're being forced on people. I don't believe that's right. But if you want to do it for fun, that's what this should be about. Because electric vehicles, I don't feel were ever meant to travel 500 to 800 miles. 200-300, that's plenty. But I originally got started in this because I believe it was 1969 in the World's Fair, there were 10 Suzuki Carries built special for the World's Fair for different purposes that year. I actually got a hold of one of those back in the late 90s. GE had shipped it from Japan to their plant on Poplar Level Road in Kentucky, and it wound up somehow in a little place called Taylorsville, Kentucky. I actually grew up in Taylorsville, so I knew the area, and when I saw the little van come up for sale, I bought it. I was showing it to a buddy of mine one day, and he showed me these little trucks. And my wife had been after me to get something other than a golf cart, because a golf cart won't do the utilitarian work that I like to do around the farm. And these trucks, you can order them with dump beds and air conditioning and heat. And I'm like, that's perfect, because I've been out in the field and gotten overheated and close to heat stroke at times. So these trucks with AC were just the perfect ticket. And that's actually how I got involved with these little trucks.
Now, for those of you who are curious, you have to understand that the perspective on these things are wacky. So they almost look like caricatures of themselves. So
these are cartoon trucks.
I've actually seen the SUV version of one of these on a place off the coast of Los Angeles called Catalina Island, where almost everybody drives a golf cart there, and you have to have these micro vehicles. And so I actually poked around. I didn't realize that Changley, who is the company that you import them from, I didn't realize they made a pickup version. And so it's funny because the cab is really tall and the truck itself is fairly narrow. It's basically like a square tubed type of chassis. And they're 11 feet long, 4.5 feet wide, and 5.5 feet tall. And so if you can imagine what an odd little rectangle that makes, right? But to Lightning's point, you can get them with dump beds, you can get them with heat and AC, and you can get them as a pure EV or as a hybrid. And so it's sort of the in-between of a golf cart and maybe some of the newer, more expensive side-by-sides. This sort of kind of is somewhere in the middle.
That's a correct assessment, yeah.
But when you see these, Holman, these are like they've got... Instead of like an extra cab, it has the small window like an extra cab would have, and then the grills
are giant,
but they look like a miniature version of what you'd see on a new Ford F-250 or a Ram. They've taken even the taillights look like they're miniature versions of the actual ones.
If you do the research, I actually researched and started studying the subsidiaries of the companies, and it actually goes back to Ford. Hence, it looks like an F-150, and I call it an F-50.
Nice.
All right, well,
I've actually got Ford emblems I'm going to put on.
I don't know if Ford would be too happy with that, but you should go for it.
I know that you are selling the regular cab, the standard cab. I guess it would be long bed. But Lightning,
yes,
here's a photo. They make a
long bed.
They make a crew cab.
Oh, that guy gotta have the crew cab. That is so dope. Look at those wheels. They look like they're bead locks, like little miniature bead locks.
No, they look like they came off a Lincoln.
Let me see. Oh, turn it again.
Those actually come off of my Jeep YJ.
Oh,
well,
gotcha.
the steel wheels on yours that has the 6-inch lift, 100%. I looked at those. And I'm like, Those are Jeep Steelies on that thing. And
No, actually, they're aluminum American Racing.
Are they really?
Yes. I bought special adapters to put on them.
Nice.
So are most of these wheels like 10s? How big are they?
12s.
Oh, they are 12s?
Yeah.
They're 12-inch.
Okay.
And all of mine are aluminum wheels. I only buy aluminum because you get into rotational mass losses with a steel wheel, so that's why I only buy aluminum wheels.
There you go. I see the aluminum American Racing style.
No, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I was talking about, there's a green one that has what looks like Ford Ranger Steelies on it with a beauty ring. That must have been
looks so good.
Oh, yeah.
And it's lifted.
That is my first one before I had any wheels done.
That's
So I
awesome.
had to
That is
put
so cool.
something on it.
You guys
That is true.
You can play along at home at minitrucksofindiana.com. That's minitrucksofindiana.com. No spaces, no dots, just like you hear it. And these things are so, dare I say, cute.
They're cute-ish. They're cute adjacent, I think.
Cute adjacent, but like
I prefer handsome.
Handsome, okay, sure. They like if like my wife now that she has a golf cart, she's so excited to go in like the 4th of July golf cart parades that Holman you have around here in Huntington Beach, and there's some nearby. But dude, if I rolled up in one of these, I win. Like I just win.
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely getting all the ladies at the Dude Rodeo.
Well, exactly. I get all the lady, right?
Yeah, right. You get the lady you brought.
So then, what kind of horsepower, and can you street legalize one of these?
These follow golf cart law, is what they follow. They can be street legalized if you get the right MCO for them. That's a document and stuff, but to me, it's not worth it. I bought mine to use on my farm, maybe to take it out and have fun with it. So driving county roads and neighborhoods is plenty for me. They are not and will never be federal legal, but depending on your state and what you do, you can get them state legal. But to me, it's just not worth it.
I have California license plates on the golf cart, and it's classified as an LSV, a low-speed vehicle. And my wife,
that's what these are.
She went to the city of Long Beach, and she asked for a map, an LSV map, and they gave her one, and it lists out all of the 35-mile-per-hour streets or less. And she can cross a higher speed. She can go perpendicular.
But she can't drive down
She can't drive it, exactly. So she can get almost anywhere in this city of 550,000 people just by going on the low-speed streets. But they're awesome,
dude. They're awesome for that.
If I could get one of these, an LSV license with one of these, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah. You can do an LSV license with these, but like I said, you cannot do federal.
So these have a lot of big truck features. So let's go down the list. So there are a lot of sort of competitors out there with a 1.5 or a 2 kilowatt motor. All of yours have a 4 kilowatt motor on there, and then
that's right.
You got a 72 volt lithium battery, and they last about 8 to 10 times longer than a lead acid. Your trucks are seeing about 80 miles on just electric, and you get an extra 25 miles with the range extending engine model compared to 20 or 30 on a golf cart. And yours are lighter. Plus, you get the option of heat and AC. You got a 4x5 electric dump bed. Bluetooth radio, backup camera, power windows and locks. I want to know how many. Well, let's just say if Lightning and I are figure about 5, 10 to 20-ish, will it fit both of us in the cab?
Yeah. My wife and I fit in there, and we're not small.
So
I'm about 240, and I'm not stupid enough to say what she is.
Smart man, smart.
But yes, they will fit an adult. They will fit 2 adults in there. And another cool thing that I've just come up with, I was hoping to have it done for the show. It's probably going to be done next week, is in addition to the gas option, I'm going to start offering a solar option.
What?
Okay.
So hopefully my goal is that you will never have to charge the truck.
So if it sits outside, it'll always be ready for you.
Yes.
Well, but how long is that going to take?
My shop, a typical charge takes 8 to 10 hours. Like I said, I'm just working on this now because you got to consider, most of the time that truck's going to sit parked. So I'm going to try this to see what I can accomplish. And like I said, I'm hoping it'll be in such a manner that I never have to charge it, or of course reduce my charging, going more towards, if you will, a green aspect.
Looking at your color choices, they're very very automotive manufacturing mature. You've got blaze orange, metallic black, hunter green, classic maroon, and deep water blue available now. Of course, we talked about your lift kit and your custom wheels and tires. And you said that Shankly doesn't offer four-wheel drive, but you're working to build some as four-wheel drive. So explain that a little bit.
I've got to find somebody that can help me machine axles for the front differential. And of course, it's got to be a steer axle as well as a drive axle. And I've gotten close a couple times, and then people look at it and they say, no, I can't do that. But I've got several axles here that are ready to be machined and converted. My problem is I'm not a welder and I'm not a machinist. I know and understand I can design it, but getting somebody to build it for me enters into another picture. We don't have the facilities here like you folks have out there on the coast, on either coast, east or west. But that doesn't mean I've given up either. I've been working with some other groups, one group in particular, where as long as I can continue to have disc brakes on the front, because safety is very important to me, especially when you get out with one of these out four-wheeling with it. Plus, I want to make sure that, the motors will stay watertight, if you will, so that you can run through. You're not going to be able to forge like some of the Jeeps do, because I've got Jeeps as well. I mean, I think this is one reason we hit it off so well, is because we're both so much into trucks, and these trucks were just so neat. And with doing different things with Jeeps and the full-size truck segment, it just was a perfect blend for me to go to these particular trucks. And why not try to pull off a four-wheel drive unit?
Sure.
I forget who it was. It wasn't the old. It was REO that started the first four-wheel drive units. And why not try and take off from somebody's innovation like he did?
I think that's cool. I definitely think that four-wheel drive would be a major selling point. But when you're reading through the description, and you're kind of read on mini trucks of Indiana.com, one of the things you talk about is how you've looked at them all, and this was the best one. What was it? Was it the fit and finish? Was it the price? Was it the quality of welding, engineering, materials? What makes your mini trucks the best? Because there's a lot of different people bringing in Chinese imports and these, little vehicles over here. What made you land on these ones in particular?
Over the years, I've had 3 bad accidents in regular vehicles. All 3 I was not at fault at. And when you look at that situation and you look at the design of that truck is all metal except the grill and the headlights and taillights. Everything else on that truck is metal. You look at some of the little white trucks that are brought in here. You get into an accident with one of those, you have no crush zone between yourself and the impact. At least with mine, you have a bit of a crush zone, so hopefully you're going to walk away. So that was one of my major selling points on this truck. Then the fact that for the money, you can't touch anything for $10,000 that is complete steel.
We were just talking about that when Lightning was looking for a golf cart for his wife. we were looking at golf cart prices, and there's no door, no top, no AC,
There's nothing,
no
and
heater, and
they're all $9,000.
And they're all $9,000.
Yep. And so for $700 more, you get a real truck. Yeah.
Yeah. And lithium battery was another big selling point to me, because a lithium battery is 332 pounds lighter than a lead acid battery of the equivalent amperage and voltage. That's major. I mean,
that's payload back in your pocket.
Exactly. Or more top end.
So what is
on the truck?
What is the payload of these guys?
The factory says 1,100.
Wow.
I've seen them
really?
with yes. I've actually seen 1,300 in the back of them. I know they can handle it. Now, I've reduced the weight rating on mine because I've put softer springs on mine, but I'm still down around 900 pounds.
Which is great for a farm.
That's more than I expected. I thought you were going to say like 500-600.
Oh, no. And the cool thing about the little truck is it's double-walled bed. It's not a single-wall bed like the old Couriers and Love trucks used to be.
Well, and I was looking at the Changli website, too, and the interiors aren't awful. They're actually pretty nice.
No. Yeah, they really are. They really are. I mean, I'm not a computer guy, so I'm still learning the dashboard. You know, I know how to do my radio, but the rest of the stuff I'm still learning, and I need to get one of the young people to teach me that.
Now, is the prompts and the icon, is there anything in English, or is it all in Chinese?
It's all Chinese, and my Chinese is not good.
That's weird that they haven't even tried to butcher the English language for icons and such.
It is surprising. You know, they've copied so much of what we've done over here in the U.S. I am surprised that that's not one thing they have done.
So how many of these do you typically import in a year? And then I'm just curious, how do they come to you? Are they fully assembled? Do they come in pieces? Does a shipping container get dropped off at the house? Or how does that work?
Well, actually, I order a container full at a time, and a container is 5 at a time. And I'm not set up to take semis, but my friend owns a company about a half a mile away. And so we take the semi over there, and then I've got a crew. I've got a crew that we unload them. Then we bring them over here, and we put them in the shop. And then I enjoy my winter just assembling them and getting them ready for the spring when people want to buy them.
And then how often are you selling them? I mean, is it like one a month, one a week? Or has it grown over time? Is it a steady business for you?
It's hit and miss.
Okay.
To be totally honest, it's hit and miss. There for a while, I was selling them as fast as I could put them together. And then the next week, you could hear crickets.
I think Holman and I can create a scene. If you ship one out to us at 4th of July, we'll do the 4th of July Huntington Beach Parade, and we'll cruise one of these lifted with big wheels and tires. And then, like, everybody will see it. We'll drop Indiana, so minitrucksofIndiana.com on the side, right? And then he'll have to order like 25 containers.
25 containers, you think?
Yeah. That's my dream.
Lord, that's a lot of work.
He's doing this for fun on the side. This is, you know what this business is?
I'm actually, believe it or not, fellas, I'm actually disabled and stuff, and I had to take early retirement. But you can't just sit around and do nothing. You know, you got to do something, and that's why I do it. I do it, like you said, for fun and because I love it. I've been into automobiles since I was just 3 years old. My dad got me started when I first saw an E-Type, and
that's a good way to get started. Beautiful car.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got a number of XJSs.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Brett. XJS has got nothing on your Changli electric truck. I mean,
right.
the fender flares and the upright profile say all business, but the 5-foot bed definitely says a Coors Light and a rubber swimming pool in the back. This is Brett's walking around money. This is when he got the grandkids over or whatever, and he's just got a pocket full of bills. It all came from this. This is his fun money right here. This is the side business.
So, Brett, if one of our listeners
all of them
are interested in picking up one of these, you do ship to the lower 48, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and they can.
We have not figured out how to get them into Canada yet. Because you have to have my transporter has to have a special license, and he doesn't have one to go into Canada. So we haven't figured that out yet. And obviously, I have no clue how to get it to Hawaii or really Alaska. That's why I pretty much stick to the lower 48.
minitrucksofindiana.com, or you can call him at 812-493-6256. 812-493-6256. Yes.
I was just going to say, but when you call him, only during Eastern Standard Time Zone time of 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So don't go outside those hours, because I feel like he'll be a little bit of a honey badger if you do.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I try to keep a good attitude, especially when I see certain area codes.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You'd be amazed how many area codes I know now.
So wait a minute. He sees something from California, and he doesn't even pick up. He's
he does. He goes, oh, those people are stupid and they have money.
Yeah. I've been out to L.A. a number of times. It's I've enjoyed it out there. You all have some very nice cars out there.
We have very nice cars. We have very nice weather. We have very nice looking people, and we have just about the politics around.
Yeah. No, the politics are no fun.
Sure.
But I can tell you, when I walk out my front door, I don't have to tell the time of year by how tall the corn is, and it's 70 degrees all year round, and I feel that ocean air, and I'm like, I can put up with a lot for that.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Hey, Brett, what's the weather like today?
Tornado warnings and rain.
So today, no clouds, 72 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah, although it did rain the last few days for us here, and it was 65.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, wet.
We've got a cold
It's been
snap.
nice. Yesterday it was like 70s here. It's supposed to drop to 50 tomorrow, and then it's supposed to hit 33 some night. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention to weather, fellas, to be true.
You know what I'm hearing?
Told.
I'm hearing his truck is ready for any weather with that heater and AC.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh man! Well,
yeah.
Awesome to talk to you.
Heated shop.
There you go, smart man.
See, Holman, I told you Brett was fun.
I know. I heard you were going to be a good time, and I was all on board for it.
Yeah, cool beans. All
right, listen, hey, Brett. So again, our listeners can go to minitrucksofindiana.com, and then if you are ever out in LA again, visiting friends or family, whatever, give us a shout because we want to grab a beer.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Love it.
All right. If you need a new toy, this is your spot.
Or you have property and it's big enough to support a mini truck of Indiana, then
you're about to.
Well, I mean, this would be nice for the ranch.
You're about.
Well,
yeah,
not about to, but
well,
I mean,
you are slowly inheriting some land.
I'm just saying, like this would be great for the ranch, especially with the dump bed and the lift.
Apartment complexes, you name it. I've sold them to municipalities.
Oh,
well, and they put those exempt plates on there, lucky
They
bastards.
can do whatever they want. Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah, they're like, it's exactly what that's exactly what they told me.
Yeah, because I can imagine
schmools.
there's like little landscaping trucks or something like that. Like a Parks and Rec.
That's exactly what one of them uses it for, and then they put theirs in the parade with this great big bunch of flowers. And you talk about gorgeous. I mean, that truck. They had that truck. It was sharp. And it's a deep water blue truck anyway. And they put these big bouquets of flowers in it. I mean, they were like 2.5, 3 foot bouquets, and there were like 10 or 15 of them in the back of that truck.
Sounds like the way that Lightning's going to have to present one of these to his wife for their next anniversary present.
Oh, you're saying that I don't know if she would want a truck like this. Like, interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Would she let me upgrade her golf cart to a truck?
Maybe.
There you go.
Interesting.
Well, if I remember right, I need to check again, but I'm positive my doors even remove. So in the summertime, if you wanted to, you could take the doors off.
Look, there you go.
That's cool. Dang,
You know, hey, Jeepers always do that. So we got to think of these things.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Brett, I think you're one of our heroes. I think that's what we've just determined.
Yeah, we love you.
Well, hey, I always thought the world of Banks as well, man. So y'all keep up the great stuff you're doing out there, man. I mean, I love high performance trucks. Maybe one day we'll figure out how to do one of these.
That would be awesome. Drop a Duramax in one of these.
You know what it would do when it started off? The doors would come off.
Yeah, they would.
I'm thinking more like a Pinto engine.
All right, Brett.
I don't think we'd get a Duramax in there, but I know we could do a Pinto.
We could try. No, it needs like a Hayabusa engine or something.
No, it would be a Duramax in the
there
bed.
you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be perfect.
There you
a
go.
Hayabusa engine. Yeah. Oh, man. That thing. Woo. Wonder what it would do in the quarter.
Well, I think it would be pretty good in about the 16th. After that, I don't know.
Yeah.
4-wheel drive with a Busa engine and can you imagine
It just
that?
reminds me of that guy who took that smart car and put the Busa engine in the back and has a video doing all the donuts and stuff. That was rad.
I'm telling you, Brett, this is just a video away. Just someone needs to get this. We need someone like totally stunting with one of these. Again, just
Have you seen some of my videos?
I guess not.
Where do we find him?
Mini Trucks of Indiana on YouTube.
There it is. All right, everybody. It's not good enough for you to go to minitrucksofindiana.com. Head to the YouTube and see what our wild man in the Midwest, Brett, is up to.
Is that what he's known as now?
Yeah, the wild man of the Midwest.
All right. You got to tell your wife that that's your new name.
Okay.
All right, Brett, you're the man.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you for spending some time with us.
Hey, guys, it's been a blast. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll
You
talk
got it.
soon.
Talk soon.
Thanks, Brett.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Bye.
The Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis with production elements by DJ Omar Khan. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and give us a 5-star rating. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to show your support than by patronizing our sponsors. Some vehicles may have been harmed during the making of this podcast.